book of John. I'm found in John 5, verse 6. This is why I'm going to ask the question. When I'm not feeling well, I go to the doctor and naturally want to be made well. Now, so why would Jesus ask the crippled man, do you want to be made well? That has always kind of bothered me.
Well, I think a lot of times people, Jesus is a very, he's the essence of all knowledge, if you will. And I believe that he asked these questions not because he doesn't know what they're going to say, but he wants to see if they really understand, do you really know what your need really is? You see, the man, yes, he needed his sight back. He did. But there's something far greater. People today have perfect vision, and they're in complete darkness, the Bible says. Your thoughts, John?
Well, I love that passage in John chapter 5, and it's such a beautiful story there where Jesus comes up to a man who's been at this pool for 38 years. He has had this infirmity, and apparently at some point there was the stirring of the waters by an angel, as rumor spoke, and whoever jumped into the water first, well, they were healed. And so imagine this man waiting year after year after year. His only hope was to one day get into the pool. And so Jesus comes, and it's interesting because, Alice, when he asks him that question, do you want to be made well? You would think that he would immediately say yes, but he actually doesn't. He says to Jesus, sir, I have no one to put me in the pool when the water is stirred up, but I'm coming and another steps down before me. Jesus didn't ask him about that. He asked him if he wanted to be made well. So the proper response would be, yes, I do. But of course, then Jesus said those words to him, rise, take up your bed and walk. And immediately the man was made well, took up his bed and walked. I'm so amazed. 38 years, you're not walking, 38 years. And suddenly, instantly, everything comes together, all the muscle, all the bones, everything. You are walking, you are immediately healed. Jesus was drawing this man's faith out. And it's a powerful story. I love it.
So I hope that answers it for you.
Thank you. And I love that story too.
Great. You'll love the movie I'm going to send you on Jesus. I've watched that movie probably 25 times. And every time I watch it, it's just such a blessing. And so you'll see it. There's 3 movies on the one DVD, but the one in particular is the one straight out of the book of Luke. And you'll really, really enjoy it. It's wonderful. One of the scenes in it that really spoke to me a lot, and sometimes it isn't till you see something that you begin to get a different perspective of it. But when Jesus was crossing the other side of the lake, and the Bible says he fell asleep on the cushions in the boat. Well, the Bible says a storm came up, and they woke Jesus and said, alas, Master, we perish. In other words, we're going down. We thought we'd wake you up to witness your own, watery grave. And Jesus got up and he rebuked the winds and the waves. And he said, wow, what manner of man is this that the waves and the sea obey him? But what's really amazing to me in the story, when we really stop to digest what we read, Jesus would have fallen asleep on a boat that's rocking so hard back and forth, water splashing on him from the water coming over the side of the boat. I've been in boats like that in high storm seas, and they're scary. And the water's coming over the side, and Jesus is asleep in a boat ready to sink with water being splashed on him, and no doubt the disciples yelling and screaming. What does that tell me? Jesus was exhausted to be able to sleep in a condition like that from ministering to people like us. Amazing.